Welcome to Electric Evolution with Liz Allan. This podcast is about the journey to a more sustainable future in order for us to be able to do our bit to achieve net zero. I'll be discussing a variety of topics with experts in their field in order to educate and increase our knowledge of clean energy, electric vehicles and the electric vehicle infrastructure. So whether you're an individual wanting to make a difference at home, a small business or a corporate, this podcast is just for you. So on this episode, I have got Peter Hoban, and he is the Director of Innovative Road Safety Solutions, and they're based in Liverpool. You're based in Liverpool even. Nice. I know you are, aren't you? Nice to have you on. Thank you for joining me, Peter.
You're welcome. Thanks for inviting me on, Liz.
So we met through a WhatsApp group, didn't we?
We did.
Kind of like a group of like-minded people, should we say? It was, and then we had quite a long chat talking about what you do. So basically, actually, do you know what? Let's start off. Tell everybody what you do, if you will.
Right. Okay. So about 3 years ago, I come up with an idea. I saw a gap in the market, and I invented and got a patent on a range of products that bag off street furniture, which remove working at height accidents. So they are used on likes of traffic lights, road signs, police beacons, and it's just quick and simple. And I just saw the gap and I come up with it. So yeah, that's a bit as quick as I can tell you what it is.
Well, that's a bit too short for a podcast, really. We'll have to go on and talk about it for a bit longer, won't we?
Yeah.
So come on. So you'd worked in that industry, in this sector for quite a while, hadn't you?
Yeah, I've spent 25 plus years in the highways market.
Yes.
I've sold every type of street furniture, from road signs, bollards, bins, what else? Electrical cabinets, speed cushions, anything that goes on the roads, road safety type of things as well. Most of them have been involved with like road safety, so traffic calming schemes and that type of things. Yeah.
The products that you're selling then, Pete, just let everybody know what the importance of them is compared. What is currently happening at the moment, and what will your products actually solve? Right.
Okay. So currently, there's 3 products that tend to be bagged off in the UK. One is traffic lights. Now, traffic lights, they tend to be in locations, as you can know, at junctions. They tend to be where an operative can be on site. It can take about 5 minutes for the guy to get his ladders out, get up the ladders, put the bag over the traffic lights. One of the issues is that he can then take 1 or 2 of his hands off the ladders, and there is a 3-point where you're supposed to have 3 points of contact on the ladders, but they don't always do that. So to get up at a decent height, put the bags over, takes about 3.5 to 5 minutes, depending how good the guy is and what version he's got. And then he gets back down. And the same happens when they come to bag the lights off and take the bags off. It will take the same type of time.
That's giving me heebie-jeebies. Just thinking about it. Is there 3 points of contact? Are your knees involved in that as well, holding on for death with your knees?
They're shaking at this point. They're rattling because you're up a ladder thinking, I don't want to fall from here. So that's the traffic lights. Then your road signs, what they tend to do is they put a black bin bag over the road signs and police beacons. And I mean, I've got so much photographic and video evidence of the guys actually still leave the lights on a police beacon, put the bin bag over, and they continue to work. So they don't actually do the job. Because black bin bags are single-use plastics. So let's say, for example, when it goes over a road sign, when a road sign is delivered to the installer, they normally have like plastic coating over them to protect them. And on the front of it, it tells you must remove this plastic bag, as the sign face will sweat and it will not do it any good. So when we go and put a bin bag over a road sign for 6 months because the junction's getting upgraded, it's not actually doing the road sign any good, the
Oh,
reflectivity or anything. So, and what you tend to find is over a period of time, the bin bag just literally fails and it falls down
yeah,
because
yeah.
it's been rubbing, the wind's rubbing it, so it ends up falling down. So, what was supposed to be bagged off on a safety scheme ends up being a single use plastic going along the road to go to landfill somewhere and take 100 years to, you know, go away
Decompose, yeah.
and decompose. Yeah, that was the word. I couldn't think of it. And then, and then the road sign that you're supposed to be covering to tell the people who are driving, you got to, ignore this sign now. That sign now is visible. So
Yeah.
the whole thing is just being a shambles. So, in all fairness, my products, my Cover Me range, absolutely solves all the issues. And what I've done is that we install them all with an extension pole. So there's no ladders involved. It's
Mm.
simple. They walk up to site within 30 seconds. They've put the cover over the lights. We have elasticated cords. They pull the cords tight that then secure it to the product, the traffic light, the road sign, the police beacon, and that's it. It's done. When you want to remove it, the pole is used. Another part of the pole is used, and it takes about 15 seconds to remove it. So again, it's very, very quick, very simple. All our products now are manufactured from recyclable material as well.
That's cool.
So it absolutely. So this single-use plastic, we're trying to knock out the market and say don't use it. We're actually saying we've got a reusable product and it's made from recyclable material as well.
Mm.
So we're giving them as many benefits as we can to use the product.
And that's going to make a massive difference, isn't it? And so I've seen some of the photos that you've shown with A, people working at height, and B, just the whole shoddy setup of plastic bags over, like you said, over some of these, kind of traffic lights and things like that.
Yeah,
I think when I was on the phone to you as well, I can't remember where I was coming back from, but I saw something and it was just like, oh my God, that looks disgusting. And it wasn't until you talked to me about it and I just thought, flipping heck, there's a lot of it around, isn't there?
yeah. There's tons of it. And the other thing you've got to remember, Liz, as well, is these guys are working. These operatives are working on the roads, which is a vulnerable location
Mm,
where high-speed cars are going past them. They're
yeah,
getting the ladders out. There's kids going past them on scooters. There's people going past with prams, wheelchairs, all these things. And that guy on site is very vulnerable when he's there. So my product not just is green and does it quicker, it actually is so much safer for the operative. So we've got the likes of Balfour BT, Galliford Try, all these Kia, all these tier one contractors now across the UK are looking at the product and are buying the product off us because safety of their operatives is super important now. People are working towards that and seeing that there's got to be better ways to do things.
yeah, and kind of so safer, better, uh, kind of more sustainable, and just especially if you, like you say, if you've got a roundabout or a road, kind of an area road and there's a lot of it, isn't there, where there's a
Yeah,
lot being upgraded. If there's going to be something there that's supposed to be out of service for 3 months or something, then you want to make sure that you could you and you want to make sure there's something that's going to be long lasting and that you can use it again.
yes. And that's the whole point. It's totally reusable. The recyclable material that it's from, it's long lasting. The recyclable material, we did some testing on it. We did some real analysing of it before we went into it. And again, it's stronger. Even though it's a thinner material, it's lighter. It's actually stronger than 900 gram PVC that's currently used. So it's a much better material in every way, makes the product lighter. Yeah, so it's a win-win for everyone by
Yeah.
using
So
the material.
So how did you decide then? I mean, because obviously you've had it
Yeah,
patented. So how did you decide which things you needed to? Was it one of those where you started with one thing and then you kind of went, oh, maybe we need to do this and we need to kind of have, oh, and actually what about that, and oh, and that'd work as well. Was
yeah.
it one of those where you kind of added on?
Initially, when I did it, we did it for traffic lights. But I've got a picture in my office here that I'm looking at now, and I drew a picture of my vision of what could be bagged off, and the zebra crossing, road signs, bus stops, litter bins. It goes on. So there's I had that vision. I knew it would work for anything. But it's like everything, Liz. You've got to start somewhere and start getting your name known, get the product known. And I knew that the traffic light market was the bigger market where I knew
Mm,
that they bagged off on it. You know, it was one of the stipulations. They have to bag off when they do things. So I thought, right, okay, that's fine. We'll do that.
yeah, yeah. Well, I suppose, and you said you've got tier one contractors that you're working with, haven't you?
Yes.
And I'm assuming they're all working for local authorities, are they?
Yes, they are. Yes. They tend to work for, again, you've got people like Thames Water and people like that, the railways, and all the highways. They do work for the councils mainly,
Mm,
and it's the
mm,
councils that, again, they buy direct from me as well,
okay.
because they want to be seen to be using the product. They can actually bag off themselves now. So a council can actually come along, buy my product. So I've got councils who now buy from me and say, well, do you know what? Instead of paying the associated costs that we have to pay, then we'll bag off ourselves because we've got staff ourselves that can do
Yeah.
that.
And that makes sense, doesn't it? It keeps the costs down anyway for a start off.
Yes.
We had a There was a conversation going on in the WhatsApp group that we joined, both of us, and there was a conversation about Tesla superchargers. Now you saw it, didn't you? I didn't.
Yes.
I didn't. You visually visit. You actually visited the site where you saw a group of Tesla superchargers that had they been installed, but they'd not been commissioned.
Yeah. And they were covered with black bin bags or black plastic tape, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, it was just shrink wrapped with this black tape. And I'm looking at it going, Tesla, you just, it's one simple thing that they could do that I could offer them to change that. It would be so simple. And we could make a cover that went over that. One of the other things that we've talked about within sort of like the EV over the time that we've known each other
Mm,
is it's all about public perception. It's all about public. We want the public to be on our side within the EV market. And there
yes.
we are. We put black bin bags around them, which is a single-use plastic again. Sorry, I keep on using that word. Single-use plastic.
Agree.
But also, there was no information on it. If they just put something on it with their logo and some information saying these will be commissioned on the 5th of July, 2023. We look forward to seeing you using them then. You know what? Wouldn't the customer be really happy with that? But
Yeah.
turning off thinking, when are these open?
And what
Just
the heck
something
what do
simple.
they look like? What do they
Yeah.
look like? They just look shoddy.
Yes. Yes. It just doesn't look good. So it's that little, I find with a lot of things, it's the little details that matter. And people's perception of Tesla is really, really high. And yet you're then sending them out with black bin bags over them. Now, I don't know who makes that decision, but I think there's much better ways of doing it.
You're right. You're right. And like you said, public perception of Tesla is that they are this high quality, high brand, just it's an expensive vehicle, and
Yes.
and actually the superchargers. I've been to a supercharger, even though we don't have a Tesla, but I was amazed by it, and I just and just thinking, because it's kind of one of those where you plug in, it recognizes the car, and it just charges, and it was just, I was like, oh, this is really good. When I was in a car, in a Tesla on a very small section of the EV rally, the Green Fleet EV rally, and it really, I was really really impressed. But like you're saying, if I'd have rocked up to see a load of new Tesla superchargers that hadn't been commissioned with a load of bin bags on them,
Not
would
good,
I
is
have
it?
thought? What would I have thought? What would other people think?
Yeah, yeah. And again, they could have, even if they had some information on them, it would have made it a bit better, because someone turning up there would have said, "Oh, okay, yeah, they're going to be ready in the next 2 weeks." But it's that help the public. We're trying to get them into EV cars, and we're not helping by
I
any way by
know,
doing that. With
I
such a
know.
simple thing that can be changed, it's not that hard.
No, exactly. Like you say, it's about that level of it's a visual communication, isn't it?
Yes, yes, yes. Now, there's something I'm looking to introduce into my covers as well, is like beacon technology. So
Right.
that,
What's that?
yeah. So the idea is that, we've already done a test for our covers. So when you walk up to a site, you have an app on your phone, you've got your Bluetooth on, and as you're walking towards the traffic lights, it will tell you in a voice command what is going on with that traffic lights. So it will tell you, say, for example, they've been bagged off and that pedestrian crossing is shut for 2 weeks. We can get the technology to send a message to your phone. A voice will come up and tell you this crossing is closed for 2 weeks until X date. And what we will do is, the nearest crossing is at X Street. That then helps anyone coming to that junction or that crossing to know. It just gives them that information. It's just giving them the information,
Mm.
especially if you've got disabled people or people that maybe can't get there and it's a struggle. Well, within 100 feet of getting to that set of pedestrian crossings, you've actually told them before they actually get there, so they can then make a decision as to what they do. Well, that technology can be put into a simple bag. We put it on the Tesla superchargers, and it will give the people coming a message.
Mm.
And the other one I've heard of as well is that, again, when these chargers aren't in use and they're broke down and they're not working for whatever reason, I've been reading a lot of people saying they turn up and then they're like, well, where do I go from here? What do I do? So again, I don't know whose decision that would be, but someone could put a cover over. We could design. It could have a beacon technology in it, and it could actually tell them what to do, where the nearest charger is. It's just user friendly, isn't it? It's just trying to make it a much better experience for the people turning up.
Yeah, I mean, it could maybe route into Zap Maps. So Zap Maps kind of like an app that
Oh,
sort of connects kind of all the different chargers across the UK. In fact, bizarrely enough, there seems to be more people need to know about Zap Map. I know lots and lots of people do know about Zap Map. For those of you who are watching and listening and know about Zap Map, get you. But there are people who are driving EVs who haven't got a clue still.
right.
Honestly, but maybe there could be something where that kind of that beacon technology is
Yeah,
working with ZapMap to kind of route people to the nearest charger.
that sounds like an idea, that, Liz.
There you go. You
Should we
see,
work
I've
on
given you
that
some
together?
ideas. Oh my goodness. So to me, this is about safety. It's about aesthetics, and actually, yeah, there's so much more. It sounds like a really simple thing, doesn't it? All of your products seem really simple to people, but there's so many cars on the road, so many vans and trucks, that you need to have something to kind of protect that person who's working on it, and also make sure everybody recognises what's going on, don't you?
Yes, yes. And I mean, again, we've spilt out even into the street lighting market now. So we've ended up designing a product to go over street lighting columns that get cut down. And one of the things there is that, again, they're left bare, so there's bare metal, possibly live
Oh
wires.
God.
and they put like a hazard tape around them. That's basically again a single-use plastic. So we've ended up. So we're branching out now. We're getting more and more people coming to us saying, "Can you look at a problem?" We make a. So we've made a reusable cover now for street lighting that we've got like Balfour Beatty and again big contractors looking at them. So so one simple idea is just expanding as we speak all
That's
the
good.
time.
That's good.
Yeah.
And I was going to say what you were just saying about them cutting a lamppost down halfway and having wires. Isn't that a bit budget and leg it? That's kind of health and safety issue in itself, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and the sad thing is, Liz, people are putting the contractors that are cutting them down are putting black bin bags over them with the hazard tape, and I've seen sites where the bin bags are coming off. There's jagged edges where the kid walking past on his way to school can just stick his hand, and he could get absolutely. So what we've done is we've tried to make the cover. We put like a big warning sign on it, but we actually put some information on it saying that this column is getting decommissioned. If the company that we're working with want their name involved, they'll put their name on it and say we will be doing this in the next couple of weeks. And if you want to contact us, here's our number. So it just puts the public at ease that it looks more professional. Again, putting a bin bag on anything doesn't look professional, does it?
No, not at all. And I am slightly concerned. Surely there can't be live street lights that are cut down. Surely they must have to decommission them so that they're not dangerous.
Yeah. So a lot of them, when they cut them down, they do that. But then there is instances where they are in an accident, traffic accident, and
Right.
it could be for a short while. So depending on the site and the location and what equipment's inside there is things that disconnect the power, but depends again whether it gets used or not. Blah blah blah, depending on
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
the type of accident.
Blimey. So where are these? Are these manufactured in the UK at the moment? Where are they manufactured?
Yeah, not a million miles from me in sunny Liverpool.
Okay.
Keep it local. I'm all about keeping suppliers local, working with local people. Why, again, we're trying to reduce our carbon footprints and all that. So why be driving 2 hours to a factory when you can work with people locally?
Yeah. No, I get you. I get you. And where are you selling them out? Your aim is to sell across the UK then to like you say the contractors and to the local authorities direct.
Yeah. Well, it is. So we are now selling across the UK. We've got Scotland, Wales, Ireland. We're talking to various people, but we've also got our first inquiry from Holland. So we've
Oh,
just got
right.
our first cover going over there for trial in Holland. I've just come back from Florence, and again in Florence, they've got black bin bags where the statue of David. There's three statues of David in Florence. They don't just have one; they have three, and they've got a bin covered with black bin bags again, and they've bagged off their traffic lights with bin bags as well.
Yeah.
So I can see the product can go all over the world. Being honest, I don't think it'll stop here. We've had inquiries and we've got interest from around the world already. So yeah,
Yeah, I
hopefully I
was
can
going to
take it
say
globally.
any of the charge point operators listening to this as well when if they've got kind of charge points that can't be used for a specific period of time, never mind installed or kind of or whatever, if there's an issue with them, then it sounds like your product is a really good
Yeah,
option for them, isn't it? Do you know what I
yeah,
mean? To actually, if they can have them all branded so that they're not looking naff or anything like that, it'll kind of like you say, it's that communication to the public, to the end user, to kind of keep their name in a positive light, isn't it?
yeah. Yes, without a doubt. And again, we are the company is Innovative Road Safety Solutions, but we've got other products as well. So we are distributor, and with 25 years in the highways industry, I've got 25 years knowledge. I've worked with lots of companies from around the world. So wherever I see innovation, I get that product, I become their distributor, and we can bring these to site. So one of the ones that we've talked about, I think, in the past is we've got a road sign that has a housing in the back of it for bees. So again,
Yes.
we can improve. So just by EV companies, they've got to put signage up. Well, why not put a sign up that can attract bees and help increase solitary bees, who are one of the best carriers of pollen? And
Yes, I'd forgotten about that. That's a really
yeah,
good idea, isn't it?
so simple, but yeah, it's a great addition to all the EV sites, especially they're trying to be green by producing these, electric vehicles. But then the sites, we can actually help with a number of products and make them even greener, more sustainable, better maintenance, loads of different things we can help with.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah, I forgot about the bee. It's like a little bee house, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yes, goes in the back of the road sign, but we can put it on the back of any street furniture as well. So there's different versions of it depending on how and where the customer wants it to go. So again, we've got tier one contractors like Balfour Beatty, Kia in London are just about to trial the product. So it's all going in the right direction.
So, what do you see? Are there any other kind of like sounds silly, but like in other kind of insect houses that you could put on the back of things?
On the back of it, no. In all fairness, you more than likely could attract other insects through it. So it will, I think, through depending on the location where the port, it will attract other insects and
Yeah,
wildlife as well. So
yeah,
there's
yeah,
plenty of things. We're at the start of the journey for that. So I think as we grow and grow, we will. Things just seem to be expanding, and one conversation goes down another path, and someone says, "Why can't you do this?" And we go, well, we'll look at that. And we'll see if we can do
yeah.
that.
No,
So it just keeps going.
it's a really good idea. So if people are wanting to kind of contact you, then Pete, how do they find you? Because you're on LinkedIn, aren't you? We've kind of
Yeah.
spoken on LinkedIn. Where else would they find you?
So the easiest is they can visit our site, which is www, obviously, irsssuk.co.uk. So it stands for Innovative Road Safety Solutions UK.co.uk. Uh, Bit of a mouthful, isn't it? It's one of them. Why did it come up with that name? It's so
Oh,
long.
don't. It's like mine's Full Circle Continuous Improvement Limited. It's ridiculous,
Oh,
isn't
they
it?
are.
So
I'm not the
yeah,
only one.
we're as bad as each other. We just call it FCCI now.
Yeah,
Or
it's
Full
easier,
Circle
isn't it?
CI, depending on which mood
Yeah.
which mood I'm in.
Yes, it's hard, isn't it? It's hard coming up with a name sometimes, and
I know.
you're trying to say what it is on the tin. So
Exactly. And yours is innovative road safety solutions anyway, isn't it? That's
yeah,
that's what you're doing.
yes,
So
definitely.
it's brilliant. It's a really the stuff that you're doing is really good. You're helping people from, anybody who's working at height. Just the whole idea frightens the bejeebers out of me. Because like you said, it can be, especially when you've got traffic around you all the time. I know that they're trained to do that, but that's not the point, is it? If you've got
No,
something that you can actually use that makes their jobs easier, then that's what you need, isn't it? It'll make
yeah,
it's make a massive difference. And like I say, going back to aesthetics, it'll look so much better. So
without a
yeah,
doubt.
yeah. But
Yeah,
listen, it's been. I think you've got some really. For anybody who is interested in these products, contact Pete, because I think I've seen them. He's on LinkedIn quite a lot now, showing off the products and stuff like that, and showing off all the negative side of what happens if you don't, kind of, if you just chuck plaggy bag round something, or a bin bag or whatever. So you'll see what they look like with his products. So yeah, definitely give him a shout. But look, Pete, it's been really interesting talking to you. Thank you for sharing this with us, and good luck. And like I say, it sounds like that everybody's kind of people are starting to recognise the need and kind of and are moving towards this. So it's great. Thank you.
Thanks, Liz. Thanks for letting me have a chance to talk. So it's been great. Thank you very much.
Hey, no worries. So listen, to everybody else, I'm going to say see you next time, and I'm going to say goodbye. Bye. Thanks for watching this episode of Electric Evolution. If you enjoyed it, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons to stay connected with us. And if you're inspired by our journey towards a sustainable future and want to support our mission on a monthly basis, please check out our Patreon page at patreon.com/Electric Evolution Podcast. Your support really helps us to bring the latest insights and discussions in the world of clean energy, electric vehicles, electric vehicle charging and sustainability to you. If a regular subscription isn't what you're looking for, you can always consider buying us a coffee. Just head over to www.buymeacoffee.com/Electric Evolution Podcast. Every cup helps us to keep the electric evolution moving forwards. And if you're curious about our work in the EV infrastructure sector at Full Circle Continuous Improvement, why not visit us at www.fullcircleci.co.uk to find out more. And if you want to send me a message, you can always email me on liz@fullcircleci.co.uk. And finally, please don't forget to share this podcast if it sparked your interest. And let's keep spreading the word about all of these topics that we're covering. So, until next time, see you soon. Bye.